Hey guys, it's Bren, and I'm here today with a very small fall haul, but mostly with a review of pumpkin pie, which right now is unburned, but before this video is over, I will have burned it and be doing a post-burn review on it for you. But I'll start with the haul, so if you want to skip forward to just the pumpkin pie review, I'll note in the description when that begins. Today is July 29th, so this review is coming a little early. I actually didn't expect to get my hands on any fall stuff until at least Monday, August 3rd, when one of the new launches starts. Because my local Bath & Body Works, not the one with the white barn that I travel to, but just the one down the street, it never has anything early, ever. And I'd been seeing some people with fall stuff on Instagram and whatnot, but just really wasn't expecting that I'd be able to get it. But I was right by the mall yesterday, and so I just happened to go in just to see, and I was pleasantly surprised they actually had quite a few fall things out. So most of the cork and vine slash vineyard themed slash wine themed stuff was out, the body care and the home fragrance. Honestly though, nothing body care wise or home fragrance wise from that collection really grabbed me or wowed me. Some of the scents were okay, but I don't think I'm going to be picking anything up from that launch really probably at all, except maybe the soaps that are shaped like wine bottles, but they didn't have those out yet. So that might be it. But they did have some other fall stuff, mainly soaps, and the soaps were on sale for $3.50, and so I grabbed fall soaps now because I didn't know if they were going to be on sale again next week. And so I got these. Let's do this better. I should be a pro at this by now. I got 2 of the Maple Sugar Kiss. This whole line was out, and this smells so good in the bottle. I love it. Actually, I might pick up more, but one of these was for Josh because he was with me and he really loved it too. It's just addicting. Like, it's intoxicating. Oh, it smells so good. But in the bottle, it smells to me not really mapley, more like cookies, like a very buttery, bakery, shortbread cookie type of scent. But when I actually used it, when I brought it home and used it a couple of times, then when it's on your hands after you've dried your hands, to me at least, I smell more of the maple. And see, I'm not a big fan of maple, so I actually like this better, the way it smells in the bottle, than the way it smells on my hands after I wash them, but it's still okay. This reminds me of the Vermont Sugar Maple from 2 years ago, and that came out in a hand cream, and I loved the hand cream. It was so good, and I wish I would have stocked up, but I didn't, so I have just like a little bit left that I'm trying to save forever. If this comes out in a matching hand cream, I will haul that stuff. But unfortunately, I haven't seen anywhere where it's going to, and I don't think that it is. And then I also grabbed a Marshmallow Pumpkin Latte soap because they had the pumpkin soaps out already, Pumpkin Cupcake, Pumpkin Pecan Waffles, and this one. And this I know is coming as a Fall Traditions Body Care Scent 2, which I imagine is going to be the same as, hi Roxy, the same as last year's Pumpkin Latte and Marshmallow Comfort Traditions Body Care. They just took the word comfort out of it and rearranged the words a little bit. And based on what this soap smells like, I do think it's the same as Comfort from last year. It's hard to say because they're such different forms, and I haven't smelled the body care in this yet, but I think it's going to be the same. This soap, it's not as good as the maple in the bottle, but it's the opposite. I like it better on my hands because on my hands after I dry them, I smell the marshmallow quite a bit. So it's a nice sweet scent after I've used it. So anyway, grabbed those soaps. And then I went back today because when I dropped in there yesterday, I wasn't prepared. It was a last minute on a whim thing, but then I saw they had the fall candles and I had 2 at home that I wanted to exchange. So even though these weren't on sale yet, I got them on an exchange, and luckily they didn't give me any hell about that. Sometimes it's difficult, but this was a very easy transaction today. My favorite sales associate was working, so no problems. So I picked up Pumpkin Apple. In this collection, everything that they had a lot of them, but it was all the returning scents. So, you know, Marshmallow Fireside, Leaves, Autumn, Flannel, Mahogany Teakwood, blah, blah, blah. Essentially, In both this collection and the Cork and Vine, now that I think about it, the ones that my store had out already are the same ones that are available online. And so none of the new ones in this collection, like Radiant Red Maple, which I really want to smell because there's been a lot of varying opinions on it, Porchside Pumpkin, Apple Picking, those new ones aren't there yet. They did have buttercream icing from this collection, which I think is a new name for an old scent, so it's not really new. To me, that one was the same as Frosted Cupcake, or I've got this, the Sparkle Confetti Cupcake one. So just a new name on an old scent, but nothing else, nothing really new out yet anyway in this collection except for at test stores. I don't know, maybe they'll come out at White Barn first. I don't really know. In this collection, they had just 3 candles out: Vanilla Pumpkin Marshmallow and Caramel Pumpkin Swirl from last year, and then the Pumpkin Pie, which is new. So that's why I grabbed this one to review in particular. So let's get down to it. Let's start the review. I'm going to do a cold sniff review first, and then I'm going to disappear and magically come back after I've burned it and give you the post-burn review in this same video here. But I wanted to do a cold sniff comparison first because I've heard a lot of people saying that they think that this is Heirloom Pumpkin or similar, although I've also heard that it's not similar. Sean, for example, Hearth and Soul, I know he loves Heirloom Pumpkin, so he would know. He says this is not Heirloom Pumpkin. But when I picked it up at the store and I was checking out, the sales associate says, "Oh, I love that one. I think it's Heirloom Pumpkin." And then we kind of talked about how it's not exactly the same, because just right away, even without having an Heirloom Pumpkin next to me, I knew it was a little different, but we thought it might be close. Well, I just so happen to have a full unburned Heirloom Pumpkin 3-wick that I picked up at the semi-annual sale for 75% off right here, so we can do a comparison. All right, first of all, the notes on Heirloom Pumpkin are basically pumpkin, nutmeg, and brown sugar. And on Pumpkin Pie, it's pumpkin, vanilla, and flaky pie crust. So different descriptions. This is Heirloom. Okay. They're definitely different, definitely. Actually, they're more different than I thought. When I was in the store just smelling this one, I agreed with the sales associate that they were similar, but now they're even more different. Okay, the biggest difference that I'm getting on cold sniff is that the Heirloom Pumpkin is very spicy and not as sweet. You get a lot of clove in Heirloom Pumpkin, which if you watch my channel a lot, you know I'm not huge on clove, but I don't mind it in this scent. But it's very spicy, almost craft story a little bit, but not in a bad way. It's not that sweet, though. It's not something I would want in my pumpkin pie. I think it would be too bitter. You'd have to add sugar to it. On the other hand, pumpkin pie here, right off the bat, the first difference that I get is that I do get a little bit of a crustiness. By crustiness, I mean a scent that is supposed to be like the crust, like a bakery scent. There's a little bit of a butteriness in it. Smells very much like a pie crust, but there's something else in it too. Like I said, this is definitely sweeter than the Heirloom Pumpkin. This is spicier, this is sweeter, but the sweetness is coming from a note that they've done in other candles. And for a minute there, I wanted to say Summer Boardwalk, but that's not it. It's pumpkin pecan waffles is what it is. This candle smells like it has a sweetness in it that is the same kind of sweetness that you get in pumpkin pecan waffles. Maybe not nearly as intense as pumpkin pecan waffles. As we all know, pumpkin pecan waffles is crazy intense, but maybe like 10 to 20% pumpkin pecan waffles in here with the pumpkin and the bakery note. It's just that type of sweetness. At least that's what I think on cold sniff. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to disappear now. I'm going to burn this probably all tonight, half of tomorrow at least. I don't know, but I'll be back after burning it and tell you more. Okay, I'm back. It's the next day, and I have burned this 3 separate times, but I pretty much just had it going all day yesterday. I filmed in the morning, had it going all evening, blew it out, let it solidify, and then I had it going again into the night, and then again this morning when I was getting ready for work. So my opinion, and I'll try to make this short because the rest of the video is already pretty long, but It changed from the first burn to the second and third burns. The first burn, I was getting something a little bit different. Now, I kind of stand by what I just said on Cold Sniff about how it has something in it that reminds me of pumpkin pecan waffles, but I actually think I've pinpointed it to be more what was in Praline Pecan Cobbler. That's what it reminds me of. Praline Pecan Cobbler was part of the Southern collection, and that came out, and that was similar to pumpkin pecan waffles. It was like they had the same underlying note, but Praline Pecan Cobbler didn't have the maple. This doesn't have the maple either, obviously, but it's kind of like they took that Praline Pecan Cobbler and put pumpkin spice in. That's what I was smelling on Cold Sniff, and that's what I was smelling the first time I burned this. It was really kind of sweet like that. It still reminded me of that candle quite a bit. Then the second and third burn, though, that note, that's kind of sweet tartness of the Praline Pecan Cobbler, kind of like went to the background, and the spice started to come through more, I thought, once I blew it out and relit it. Like I said, it's kind of like the same base as a lot of their other candles, but they've put pumpkin spice with it. It's not really spicy, though. Like I said, it's not as near as spicy as Heirloom Pumpkin. The thing about this candle is it reminds me of a lot of things. When I was burning it, I kind of thought it also smelled like Pumpkin Cupcake, too. It's like Pumpkin Cupcake, but without the vanilla note. And so this does smell like pumpkin pie. It does smell like the picture. You have a crust type of note, a bakery note, a buttery note. You have the pumpkin spice note. It's not super strong, but it's definitely there, and it's definitely pumpkin. What I don't get that I'm supposed to get from the description is the whipped vanilla. I really don't get vanilla or whipped cream or anything like that in this. It's really just the crust and the filling for me. But it's, like I said, similar to many of their other candles. And I think if you liked Pumpkin Cupcake, you'd probably like this. The more I smell it, the more I want to compare it to that one, too. So my overall opinion on this candle, I guess, then scent-wise, becomes that it's good. I like it. But it reminds me of so many other candles that my light just fell. Hang on. Okay, that was interesting. It reminds me of so many other candles that they have out that I don't think I'll stock up on this. I'll definitely keep this one and burn it, but there's so many other scents. This is kind of like a mass appeal type of scent. I mean, you really can't go wrong with it. It's pumpkin pie, but it's not like super creative or weird like apple pumpkin pancakes or cranberry pumpkin or the pumpkin coconut candles that are supposed to be coming out that are testing. Those are weird and different, and I'm more into those. This is like gonna please everyone. It's very standard, but I don't not like it, so I do like it. Last notes. Oh, performance-wise, it's actually been really great. I would say strength and throw, I'd give this about a 7. It's not like super intense, and when I had it going all day, I sort of got used to it, but it's definitely noticeable, and I think it will, like, you know, fill your larger rooms and everything. It's been performing great. I don't want to jinx it, but the wicks have remained at like a perfect length. These are not trimmed, but they're not puny to where it's not pulling out. They burn really high, but then they're not like sooting like crazy, and I haven't had to trim them too much. So far it's like the perfect burn. Of course, you can never tell when it's only this much done. I mean, this thing might start to stink right around here. I always update my Instagram if candles start to fail on me. Like, unfortunately, Bangkok did. I still love that scent. That's what's back there right now. But it's puny wicks and horrible, won't pull out towards the end. So anyway, those are my thoughts on pumpkin pie now that I've burned it. I'm hoping to get some cool stuff on August 3rd when lots new comes out, so I'll probably see you next week.